Crossroads Media.
Unfortunately, I'm not even going to begin with anything that happened on the floor because I had to deal with that garbage by Doc Rivers during the post-game press conference where he attacked Keith Pompey afterwards because Keith asked a very reasonable question about this victory and how the coach felt, knowing that they have been underperforming against piss-poor teams that did not have players available. But apparently in this league, you should be satisfied with every win ever, even though they have consistently been putrid against teams that they should annihilate, even though the Sixers also have problems with their own roster. Ben Simmons. And speaking of Ben Simmons, this is the same guy that felt the need to attack the media and attack the fans last year when we were right about Mr. 2-5, when we were correct about not playing him in crucial situations, but we were dumb and we didn't know the game. Yet Doc Rivers did exactly what we mentioned had to be done, and he looked silly. So when he then goes after Keith Pompey, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit, and I will play the clip very shortly, but when he goes, you're on the road, you're in the NBA, you just don't know. You haven't played enough to know that. Oh, stop it. Oh, yeah. The same guy that did what he did last year with Ben Simmons say that, oh, Ben, you're so much better with Ben than without Ben. You think I'm going to take him off the floor? And then he had to do it. Why? Because we know what we're talking about, Doc. We're not stupid. We're not dumb. We are educated about this damn sport. And when this team sneaks away with one and they don't have the lead against random ass people, when they're missing players, important players, due to situations that we are living in right now, it's okay to question that, and you shouldn't have a huge smile on your face just because a win is a win. Yes, I want to win over a loss, but there's a common theme right now with this basketball team, which is against weaker opponents, they're not performing at a high enough clip. That is true as well, right? You can't just put away all the information and all the data that happens in a basketball game and pretend that you could just bottle that up and throw it in the trash because you got the win. That's not real. That's fake. That's what a bad coach would do. Well, Doc, I think it's silly that you don't recognize that this was not a pure basketball game. I mean, I get it. It's not always going to be pure. He is right where you can't just snap your fingers and it'd be perfect throughout a 48-minute stretch because that's not real life. But there is something to, and I'll tie this because I was writing down notes as he was responding. And I'm pissed off that I'm not talking about the game itself because I should be talking about the game itself. But he goes, do you think other coaches, when the Sixers were undermanned and they were battling with those teams, do you think other coaches were asked about it? Well, if it was happening night in and night out, like it is with the Sixers, I would hope that the journalists in that town, those respected people would. Because yes, that is their job to do. Yes, if it happens once, then no. But if it's always happening and we are looking at teams that are insanely not available, then yes, those teams that the Sixers played against, if they went through a stretch of 5 undermanned teams and it was happening every time, yes! It's really not that hard to comprehend. Now then, he talks about that team, the team in the locker room, they're happy that they won the game. You think they're in there thinking about, oh, we should have won by 20 instead of what we did? Yes! I want them to not be satisfied. I don't want them waving pom-poms, right? Oh, this was beautiful, fellas. Look, there's going to be ugly wins in an 82-game schedule. There's no doubt about it. But it's less about this one individual game, right? It's not just this game, tonight, what they did in a weird building, by the way, because of Canada and their restrictions and not being able to beat a full capacity. But let's be realistic here, fellas. This is about a body of work so far. So when you go, hey, about undermanned teams lately, it's about the body of work, not just this game. So yeah, I don't want them to be happy. I don't want them popping champagne in the locker room. Come on, Doc, what else? Oh, Keith, you didn't play enough. Stop with that. That's almost a defensive mechanism is what I hear. When I hear somebody say that, oh, you don't know, you didn't play, you don't know. You got nothing else. I'm going to die on this hill because I have nothing else. You just don't know. No, that's not the case at all. We do know. That's why we're bringing it up. Come on.